The University of Johannesburg-led BCURE program, that's building capacity to use research evidence, is working in Malawi and in South Africa to build capacity within the governments there. Our aim is to increase the use of research evidence to improve decision making to serve the populations of Malawi and South Africa. Malawi is one of the poorest countries in the world, and South Africa is one of the most unequal. As such, there's a lot of research that's done to try and solve problems that are important in Malawi and South Africa, but a lot of that research doesn't get used. Malawi is actually one of the most researched countries in the region, and some of the best impact evaluations and trials are conducted there, but the governments of Malawi don't know about them and aren't making the most of that new evidence. So we're hoping to be able to increase capacity to use research evidence, and that might include monitoring data, evaluation data, individual research studies or systematic reviews. And we hope that by doing that, we can increase the quality of decision making. So in building capacity, our first aim is to understand the needs of our government clients. So we've been conducting landscape reviews to understand what initiatives are going on within the countries we're working, and needs assessments with the departments we're working with to understand what research evidence they need, what problems they're facing, what capacity they currently have. We're then focusing on real issues that they are facing in their everyday work. And we're offering 3 different strategies to help them work through those problems using more evidence. Those strategies include workshops, and those are focusing on teams of civil servants. We're also offering mentorship. So having been on a workshop, the participants are offered a mentor who will spend 5 or 6 weeks, over a period of 5 or 6 weeks, they'll spend maybe an hour a week with their mentee, talking through the problems they're facing and helping them to consider how evidence can solve those issues. In some cases, they've got a very specific piece of work that they're tackling, and they're discussing those pieces of work. In others, it might be more general issues around access to evidence or understanding evidence. And we're also offering work placements to allow mentees to visit their mentors, to go and experience what a research environment feels like. And we're hoping that that might also develop the other way around as well, so that research experts can visit them at their workplaces and understand the issues that they're facing. So when we were designing the UJ-BCURE program, we wanted to ensure that we had a wider reach than just those people who can come on our workshops and enjoy our mentorships, because we've always known that would always be a limited number of people. So we were looking for strategies to be more sustainable and to have a wider reach. And in December 2012, there were a group of researchers and policymakers who met at an Asian meeting organised by 3IE in Dhaka in Bangladesh. And we kind of snuck in under the radar, but we realised that there was a need for an African network to bring together the pockets of expertise and initiative and enthusiasm across the continent. So when we were designing the UJ-BCURE program, we agreed that we would invest some of our time and funding in building and supporting the growth of that network. And over the last year, since our BCURE project began, we've grown from around 20 members to around 300. And we are hosting our first colloquium in Johannesburg this year, and we'll be hosting another in 2016. We have 3 years of funding for our program, and we're hoping that we can make a difference. We acknowledge it'll be a small difference, but make a difference within the governments of Malawi and South Africa, that we can genuinely build the capacity of civil servants to use research evidence in the teams that we're working with, but also that we will build relationships for government departments with research producers within their countries, and strengthen those relationships so that they have a broader understanding of research and know others to whom they can go if they need additional support in building evidence. People often speak about developing countries as needing support and needing help, but we hope that by the time we finish in our program, Malawi and South Africa will be leaders and will be countries where others look to them for examples of how you can build capacity to use research evidence and how you can use research evidence to make a difference to your decision making.